This land of 8 tribes and 3 nations, all blessed by the power of magic. The United Kingdom of Uchronia. The year is 785. Uchronia is shaken to the core by the sudden death of its king. Anxiety breeds dissent among the tribes. Disparities tear them apart, and no mortal mind remembers the heroic tales upon which their land was built. By this story of fantasy, may this faded world be painted anew.
Whoa, just look!
Whoa.
Might you spare some coin? Bless you. Oh,
Careful!
hurry!
Don't you have any street smarts? Come on, kid! Look, we're not tourists here. We gotta stay focused.
Right.
You noticed back on the wagon? You might be the only elder here, in the whole city even.
Hello everyone, I am Katsura Hashino, the director of Metaphor. My representative works include Shin Megami Tensei 3, Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5. In the previous showcases, we have introduced you to the story and the world in which the main characters will be competing in the Royal Tournament. In this Atlas-exclusive Metaphor ReFantazio Character Edition showcase, we'll be looking at the campaign in its early stage, introduce the rival candidates and their believers, the fascinating supporters who help the protagonist win the election, and the bonds he will form with these characters. I will introduce them in more depth than what we have done in previous exclusives. We will continue to introduce new information about Metaphor on the Atlas YouTube channel. So please be sure to subscribe to our channel. Now, let's begin the Character Edition Showcase. First, here is a synopsis of the story. On a special mission to save the prince, the protagonist attends the king's funeral to assassinate the mastermind, the great criminal Luis. Suddenly, the giant face of the supposedly dead king appears in the sky over the royal capital, and the election magic is triggered. Whoever can win the most support from the people by the deadline will be the next king. Thus began an unprecedented uprising for the throne, allowing the citizens to be a candidate to become the next king. Gathering popular support is not an easy task for regular citizens who have no electoral experience. That is when Sanctifex Forden of the Sanctus Church, a leading figure in the country, declares the Tournament for the Throne as an opportunity for people to put their powers on display and gather support. In this Tournament for the Throne, those who have put themselves forward as candidates for king are tasked to visit the major cities in the kingdom, proving their worth to the public as they tackle tough challenges. The first destination, Port Brilehaven, will host the Exhibition of the Brave, in which candidates compete to see who can bring in the biggest monster head. Those who make it through will head to Altaberry Heights to take on the next challenge. It is Batlin, a Sanctus Crier, who is responsible for informing the public about the Tournament for the Throne, which has become a truly national event.
The Tournament for the Throne!
His lighthearted play-by-play keeps the public engaged in the tournament.
Aspirants can complete 3 grueling challenges.
Now, in this national election campaign, candidates with various agendas come forward. The two most powerful men leading the tournament from unassailable positions are Forden and the protagonist's arch-nemesis, Luis. Forden is the supreme authority of Sanctism, the state religion of the United Kingdom of Ukrainia, and is also the head of the Crown Theocracy, the government ruled with Sanctism at its center. In the turmoil following the sudden death of the previous king, he has garnered wide support from the population, given his position as the leader of the moderate faction. Luis, on the other hand, in contrast to the moderate Forden, is an army officer with military prowess who believes in true meritocracy, wielding overwhelming combat and magical skills that enable him to defeat the humans.
No future exists without the power to eliminate the human crisis.
His policy of valuing skill and rationality over birth or circumstance has garnered tremendous support, especially among radical youths. Of course, these two are not the only ones who will be competing in the Royal Tournament campaign. Other candidates also put their names forward in the campaign, each with their own quirky platforms. The first one I would like to introduce is Godot. He is Forden's primary bodyguard, as well as the captain of the Monk Army, the enforcement arm of the Crown Theocracy. He himself does not intend to be king, but he doesn't seem to take kindly to the arrival of the filthy Elda protagonist.
Are you prepared for the end?
Next, Gladel. Known as Gladel the Black Hound, he is Luis's subordinate, but is a rather ambitious man who is running for election on the platform of rising to power. He makes no effort to hide his open hostility, which may eventually become a thorny issue for you. One of the oddballs is Milo of the Ishkia tribe, who preaches an agenda where those of beauty will strip all the hideous of their titles. Wherever he goes, you're bound to hear the high-pitched screams of his fans.
It's Milo Maurizio.
Next, the third son of a tavern owner, with the slogan of all you can drink all year round. Without giving much thought to the future of the kingdom, some might be tempted to agree with Lovelace's pledge, which falls in line with his hedonistic parapus traits. Rudolph, another bloodthirsty candidate.
Without military power, the crown's voice means nothing.
He pledges to establish a Rusant military dictatorship. His appeal for greater control of the Rusant tribe seems to have attracted the support of those who feel repressed by the rule of moderate Clemars. Lena, a Ujif candidate and the only daughter of the family that runs the Caden workshop, is participating to promote the Gauntlet Runner family business.
I'll commission runners for everyone in the kingdom.
Godard, a demolitionist of the Rogue tribe, is a representative of the elderly, with his pledge to give preferential treatment to the old and tax the young.
Under my rule.
Roger, a young man of the Clemar tribe, believes in his own righteousness and is pushing forward with his vision of a truly free country with no taxes, no laws, and no religion. Jin from the Nidia tribe is intent on winning no matter what, changing his campaign pledge depending on where he goes and who he needs to please at the moment. We also have Julian of the Ishkia tribe, who is very conscious about pro-animal rights, even when it comes to monsters that threaten people. Adeni, an island chief of the Mustari tribe, decides to participate in the tournament as a pagan advocate for religious freedom. And others with various agendas and objectives will appear. As you can see, the tournament for the throne has a festive aspect with a truly diverse field of rival candidates. But maybe Gallica is right. If one of these candidates become king, the country will face bigger problems.
And I will make our kingdom powerful beyond.
The candidates we've introduced are all powerful people who have expensive gauntlet runners at their disposal. And I think you will find that there are many who want to represent the tribe they come from and increase their influence. However, some of these rivals are so impacted by the protagonist's actions down the line that they later become his supporters.
If it isn't the pretentious little gallant and his cronies.
I won't go into detail now, but I hope you will look forward to that as well. Posters highlighting the candidates' pledges are posted in cities with influential power. You may want to listen to people's opinions as you walk the streets to see what they think of the candidates' promises and claims made in speeches. During the election period, the protagonist's popularity ranking in the race can be checked by pressing a specific button in the overworld. At the beginning, the protagonist's support ranking starts in a rather low position, around 8,121st place, as you see here. This is not a simulation game where the popularity ranking fluctuates in real time, so it is only a flavor element of the game. But these rankings will change significantly as the campaign progresses. The protagonist is a nobody at the lowest level in the country. Of course, he is not the kind of person that anyone would expect to be king. You will feel the dynamics of this royal tournament campaign as you watch the ranking gradually change with the results of completing your missions and through your actions towards the people of the city. Now, while there are rivals in the tournament who stand in the protagonist's way, there are also encouraging allies who will support your campaign.
Keep a low profile.
In the cities that the protagonist will stay at, there are many people with various kinds of problems. By listening to them and helping them, they will become strong supporters of the protagonist.
Hey, you sure you want to let that fellow go?
Of course, the allies who travel with him, such as Stroll and Hulkenberg, are also important supporters of the protagonist. But he will also meet unique supporters on his journey who do not directly participate in battle. The unique feature of interacting with supporters, or followers as we call them in this title, is that you can acquire powerful archetypes that you can equip and use in battle. Let us now introduce you to what kinds of followers we have. First, there is a rogue follower named Brigida, who owns an igniter shop in the royal capital.
Trade of magic igniters. By the
She
way,
notices that the protagonist is an Elda and asks him to take on a quest to test his strength.
I'll always make sure
If you can complete said request and gain her trust, she will be a powerful follower.
might have its own advantages.
When she becomes a follower, the protagonist will not only be able to awaken to the merchant archetype, which offers more rewards in battle, but you will also be able to make purchases at the igniter shop at the royal capital, which is usually not available to the Elda. Next is a girl named Maria, who lives at the Hushed Honeybee Inn located in the royal capital.
Welcome. So you're going to try...
Separated from her parents and having no friends due to her rogue and Ishkia mixed background, she eagerly awaits the souvenir of stories that the protagonists bring back through encounters they have on their travels. If you can help her feel less lonely, she will also be a powerful follower. The bond with Maria awakens the healer archetype, which specializes in healing and purification.
I owe you.
Next is Barden, a Rusant who is the captain of the guard corps in Martira.
Looming over everything.
He is a simple, clumsy, but likable and earnest man who faces new problems after an incident that happens in his town is
Whole
solved.
town is right anxious.
By supporting him, he will become a strong follower. Your bond with him awakens the commander archetype, which can bend the flow of battles to your will.
I owe you. Thank you. Much thanks.
Like Barden, we meet Alonso in Martira, an elusive and enigmatic young man of the Nydia tribe.
In the same boat. So why not lend each other a hand?
His smooth talk leads the protagonist to undertake a certain quest.
You must never show a scoundrel.
Even though he
mercy.
swings the protagonist around with his words and actions that go back and forth, he ends up being a one-of-a-kind follower. If you can strengthen your bond with him, you will be able to awaken the Faker that can be used as a trump card to tackle difficult enemies. Last but not least is Katharina, a bounty hunter.
The bounty hunter.
She is one of the protagonist's followers, but she is also a candidate herself who stands up for her tribe, the Parapus, which is often looked down upon, with the pledge to make them wealthier.
We'll have our guillotines sharpened and our wallets open.
From the bond you form with her, you can awaken the Brawler archetype, which can deliver decisive blows. While they may be rivals in the campaign together, they do form a strong bond, allowing the protagonist and Katharina to create a unique relationship. We invite you to see for yourself how the competition between the candidates will play out. In addition to the followers introduced here, you can also bond with fellow party members such as Stroll and Hulkenberg and build a follower relationship with them. Interacting with characters of all ages, tribes, and values, and from different perspectives, will give you a new experience unlike any you have had in previous titles. Strengthening bonds with followers can lead to the evolution of archetypes to higher levels and the unlocking of abilities that will give you a strategic advantage. So please be proactive and talk to your followers when you see them in town or in gauntlet runners. You can check the status of your interactions with your followers, as well as the archetypes and abilities you have acquired through them at any time in the main menu, which will help you strategize how to use your time during the operation periods. In addition, the follower characters are also voiced by talented voice actors, which we believe will provide a deeper game experience.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah.
How did you like it? We are pleased to announce that we have released new information on quite a few characters. Was there a character you liked among the unique candidates and followers? Let us know your favorite in the comments.
I don't know if we'll cross.
One of the most exciting aspects of this game system is the fact that the bonding process increases the number of very powerful archetypes. Thinking about what battles you can fight with the archetypes you acquire from the followers you meet will play a large role in your strategies. It is up to you, the player, to choose a follower in favor of strategy, or choose a follower whose circumstances are of interest to you. It is well worth giving thought to, so I hope you look forward to it.
Wind!
Up to this point, we have introduced the battle system, the dungeons, the story, and the characters.
Beautiful city.
However, a new and different aspect of Metaphor is the element of enjoying daily activities on your journey. In the next showcase, I will finally introduce the journey aspect in detail, so please stay tuned. Once again, Metaphor is scheduled for release this fall on October 11th, 2024. Both the physical and digital editions are available for pre-orders, so please pre-order your copy or add it to your wish list. Along with the standard edition, a digital deluxe edition commemorating the 35th anniversary of the Atlas brand is also available. You can also get additional pre-order bonuses, so make sure to pre-order today. See you at the next Atlas exclusive showcase. Thank you very much for your time today.